Hi guys, and welcome back to 20 Questions with, and today's guest is self-proclaimed geezer, but also known as a automotive YouTuber. So please welcome Lee Lockwood.
So I didn't really want to be called an automotive YouTuber because it's already cringe enough, and now we're just trying to make it sound professional. And really, I'm just some guy with a camera who doesn't really know what he's doing, pretending that he knows what he's doing.
Hey, fake it till you make it.
I mean, I did say introduce me as an all-round top geezer, but she says self-proclaimed, which makes me look like not a geezer. So great intro. I'm already getting roasted. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. You got to start off strong.
Am I allowed to do that? It's a bit sorry. I'm a bit tired, everyone, and I couldn't be asked getting a glass. So
we all do it. Saves the washing up.
Saves the washing up. Does. I mean, there's sometimes I'll make something in a pan, and I'll just bring the pan over and just eat it out of the pan. And what are you doing? It saves the washing up, mate.
Am
I allowed to swear, by the way? I'm sorry if I'm like the worst guest ever so far. Am I allowed to swear?
We'll try and keep it borderline if that's all right. It's got to be like my mom, who's a little bit like, if there's a swear.
You can do some bleeping things, all right?
Yeah, she's my number one fan, bless her. So I got to keep her active.
Who's your number one fan? Your mum?
My mum.
Why are we talking about your mum? She's swearing. What's going on?
She don't like
swearing. Your mum's about. Wait, what the hell is going on?
She don't like swearing, and she always watches the video. So
I'll okay. Hello, Becky's mum. Sorry for swearing. I'm a little bit hungover, so I'll try my best.
Spot on. She'll like the mention.
Shout out to Becky's mum.
So, are you ready for the 10 quickfire questions? This is just the first answer that comes through to your mind.
The first thing that comes to my head.
Yeah, on topic, please.
Okay. Yeah, let's just okay. On topic. Okay.
Okay. So you ready?
Yes.
Favorite car?
E92 M3.
Favorite track?
Donington.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Your go-to 3-course meal?
Oh God, I'm one of those weirdos that has the starters with the main. Oh God, calamari, lasagna, and what's the not salted caramel? What's the sticky toffee pudding with ice cream?
Your most inspirational driver?
Myself.
Your go-to hobby?
Guitar.
Are you a morning or evening person?
None.
And if you had to pick a sport that isn't motorsport related, what would it be?
Golf. Wait, what? No, I hate golf. Rugby.
And the scariest thing you've ever done?
Watched a film called Hell House LLC on my own on Amazon Prime. It's $3.99. Go and watch it. It's terrifying.
Free advertising.
I'm not promoting.
And last but not least, just one word to describe yourself.
Geezer.
Here you go. That's your first 10 done.
That's easy.
Easy.
I'm used to just. Sorry, Becky's mum. I was going to say chatting crap. So I'm good at that. I'm actually really good at that. You know, the bank rang me. Well, actually, I was ringing the bank. Am I allowed to go off topic? I'm going off topic. It's fine.
Why not?
So I rang the bank, right? And the bank rang me. And they was like, "Oh, do you want to set up your like voice recognition thing? So it's like security. You just talk." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do that." And he's like, "Right, all you got to do is just talk for a minute. Go." I was like, "My life has led up to this moment." And I was just like, "Don't worry, mate. I can chat shit for a minute. Don't you worry." And I just sat there. I was like, on the phone to the bank, not really entirely sure what we're doing. I actually have white trainers on. It really annoys me that I have white trainers on because white always get really dirty. But you actually can go to Tesco and you can actually buy the £1 laces. I know they're only £1 laces, but they actually do, mate. And I can just go forever.
Oh, so I was gonna say, is that what most of your YouTube's about then? Do you just ramble on for 20 minutes and see how it goes?
Just ramble on, yeah. When I'm editing, it's like.
Anyway, slightly back onto topic. Are you ready for question number 11? So these are a little bit more long-winded, so ramble away.
Okay, great. I like rambling.
So, starting right at the start, where did it all begin for you with motorsport and cars?
Oh, Too Fast, Too Furious. That's where it started. I remember taking days off school watching Too Fast and Furious because at the time, this is when you have a DVD player. I know, right? I'm that old, an actual DVD player. And I remember having like one DVD and it was just Too Fast, Too Furious. So I'd play it and then play it again and play it again. And I had this little TV in my bed and I sit there watching Too Fast, Too Furious. Great. And then I remember having like little toy cars. I used to like paint the wheels and stuff and like glue spoilers on. And then no, before Too Fast, Too Furious, Need for Speed Underground 2 on PS2. That's where it all started. And you started off and you could choose between a sleeker or 206. I remember it. And you could make 206s like the fastest cars in the game. It's like, mate, this isn't realistic. It's a 206, but it's what a game. And Underglow, that's the bollocks. Too Fast, not the Underground 2. It needs to be Underground 2. The bollocks.
I feel like you've got that and still secretly play it every night now.
I've got Forza. Forza actually, like it actually teaches you like how to drift. Like it not teaches you, but like it's quite realistic on Forza.
Yeah, I've had a go with a steering wheel before and pedals, like just your
drifting
one. It's great fun.
Great fun. Great. I can't wait till the S13 gets built. I just want to go on a drift day so bad. It's so annoying.
And if you bin it on a game as well, you can just press reset and it's fine.
I think on a Forza you can press Y. So you're like, oh, bit too much of an entry. Press Y.
You'll go on your drift day and you'll be looking for the reset button.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take an S13, so I'm going to be like, don't come anywhere near me, anyone. I'm just going to go on the skid pad and just do donuts all day, I think.
A big like warning radius.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to bin that car. There's too much time and money going into it.
So going into sort of your YouTubing journey and your whole car journey, what different barriers have you experienced and how did you actually overcome them?
Ooh. I feel like with YouTube, I feel like you just got to just do what you want, like, and you just got to not worry about views and not worry about everything. I think people look into it too much, because what I've learned from doing it for so long is that no matter how much effort you'll put into it, it will always do this, always. And the point is, like, when it's here, you feel really bad, but it will just go up and down. So just not worrying about low views. It happens to everyone. So that was the biggest thing. And people chatting shit about it. Sorry for swearing, but whatever. People like chatting shit about you. Like that was tough for me. But I don't care anymore. Don't care. Doesn't bother me. I remember when I found the hide user from channel button. Oh, that was a great day. If you know what the hide user from channel button does. So someone keeps commenting, you can click hide user from channel. Now it doesn't block them. Like, they can watch the video and they can still comment, but no one will see their comment. So good. I imagine there's people coming back every single video going, right, and then keep refreshing the page to see how many people have liked it. No one's liked it because no one can see it.
That is brilliant.
Yes. Yeah. So when I found that, I spent about 3 days just going through every video. Yep, gone. So it's great.
So did you find with sort of getting used to how the views went up and down, like what actually made you realize, oh, this is okay? What was kind of the turning point for you?
I think a big part of it was when I was put in. Because I feel like YouTube's weird. Like you can get video. Like, end of the day, like, you do it to pay your bills, really, right? Like, it is a job at the end of the day. So like, there was a time where, like, I was so focused on like clickbaity stuff to get views, but then like all them views, they would leave after like 45 seconds. Yeah. So like they're only like watching one advert. And I started like relaxing a bit when I started doing content and doing longer videos and doing more in-depth stuff, which doesn't really get the big views, but like people will watch it for like 10 or 12 minutes. So at that point I was like, right, well, it is what it is. And, you know, as long if people are watching it for that long, it's better content. People might not be watching it from the masses, but people are enjoying it. Yeah. And I think it's better to put stuff out that people are enjoying. And it always just goes up and down. I mean, like at the end of the day, like I fell into a trap of, there's always a negative. Like at the end of the day, like you need to keep it fresh. But I used to be like, oh my God, this car's not getting more views. I've got to sell it and buy a new one. But then you start getting on people's nerves because you just sell cars and you don't complete anything. And then that in turn, like brings the whole channel down because no one, like, oh, why would we watch this guy? He says all this and he's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
So sometimes you've got to just ride the crap. Like with the Clio at the minute, like the views are going lower and lower and lower. But if I just ride it through and get it done and finish it, and then I've learned the respect of the 20k people that are watching it. And fair enough, I might get 40 or 50k if I get a new car, but I don't. But then them 20k who like seeing you do things, then are going to come back.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's really weird.
It's almost, excuse me. It's always getting like the audience retention through it all, rather than having like random views here and there. It's having that sort of following, that audience that wants to see you through the whole channel rather than just one random video.
Yeah, and what I've noticed as well is that everyone goes through a stage of getting good views, and you've got to just be humble in it because they will drop. Yeah. Everyone's views will drop. Like at some point, people will have crap times, and I know a lot of the big YouTubers, and I speak to a lot of them, and they worry about it as well because it does drop. But I always feel like there's sometimes people just fade off, but then you'll come back into it, and your videos will start getting recommended again. Like there's big YouTubers which I used to see all the time recommended, and now I don't see them. But then a year later, they come back up again. You know, like I've like Danny DC2 used to be really big, and then like I didn't see his videos for years, and then recently, like he's on my recommended all the time, and his videos are actually really good. He doesn't get like really high views, but like his content is class, and I keep watching it just because he doesn't give a shit. Like he's just uploading it, he's having fun, he's interested to watch. He's not chasing views, and you can tell when people do that. God, yeah. It's hot in here. I might have to open a window real quick.
That's fine.
Hang on, give us literally I'm literally here, don't worry. I'm still going to talk. I'm still here. Okay, here we go.
No ramble on.
Yeah, I'm back. There we go.
You can definitely tell when you're watching somebody filming when they're actually genuinely enjoying it, and when you can see they're okay, they're enjoying it, but like it's not ideal, and then you see those that are just literally doing it for views, yeah, ticking a box kind of thing.
It's difficult because it's like sometimes like you have not enjoyable days, and sometimes you're funnier than others. It's weird. That's why people are, if anyone asks you about you, I'm saying just be yourself and do what you want to do. But try to make it interesting, but don't focus on what's going to do well and what's not going to do well. Just do it. If it doesn't do well, then just keep it out and then just try something else. Yeah. Relax. It's not time to make a change.
So we've even got a concert. It's not just an interview, it's a concert.
Great song. Cat Stevens, Father and Son. Great song.
Fantastic.
Do you even know that song?
I don't know. I'm just going with it.
You're gonna have to go and listen to it, okay?
I'm gonna have to literally, as soon as this is over, I'll be on my phone on Spotify.
Cat Stevens, Father and Son. All right. Okay. And if you like a bit of Ronan did a cover with him.
Okay.
Ronan Keating, obviously. What other Ronan we're talking about? He is the man. Ronan Keating is the man.
Okay.
Him and Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey is the man.
There we go. So top tip for everyone is going to have to listen to those songs as soon as this is over.
Stephen's Father and Son, yeah, listen to it. It will help.
So with your YouTube channel, what was the point where you actually started it? Like what made you start it, and where did the idea come from?
I actually had the idea of thinking it'd be quite something that I'd like to do before I uploaded the video. And I remember I used to watch it, and back then when I started, there wasn't like that many people doing it. And I had an issue. I had an Astra, and I had an issue with it, and it kept going to limp mode. And it was because the cool and temperature sensor, it took me months to find it. So I was like, right, well, if someone else comes across this issue, like I'll put it on the internet, and then they can solve it.
Yeah.
And then I kind of enjoyed it, and then I did some cringy videos after. Like my second, third, and fourth video were like so cringy. You'd think the first one's the cringiest, but no. The first one, you're nervous. The second and third one, you're trying to be funny. And when you're trying to be funny, you ain't funny.
I'm gonna have to search them now. I'm gonna have to.
Oh, the second one is so embarrassing. I did like that. That was when those sort of like video. Remember? Do you remember like Gas Kings? You know? Do you ever heard? Have you heard of him?
I haven't.
So like back then, like videos of like you talking, but then like putting pictures on the screen and like changing between pictures and stuff. Like that was in, and it's like talking about a topic but using pictures as like. Like that was in back then, and I did this video, and I remember writing a script it was so unfunny. Like these jokes, and like when you're trying to record a joke, it's just not funny. So embarrassing. They are still up there just because sometimes I think it's funny to go back and have a look, but yeah. And from my most viewed video ever is like one of the worst ones I've ever uploaded.
It's always the case.
Always the case. I think it's on like 1.2 million, and it's me talking about how to make a car pop and bang, but I don't know how to make a car pop and bang. I mean, and because I'm just doing it specific to that car, I'm like, well, you need to be going downhill, and if you get it in third gear and just tap the throttle, I'm like, mate, that's your car, and it got 1.1 million views. All media is good media.
Exactly, it worked. It did the job.
Yep. So with YouTube, either make a prick of yourself or beef someone. You're winning.
I can just imagine all these little boy racers going downhill now in third gear trying to get it to pop. Like,
you're not pressing it light enough.
All their mates in the back, all 5 of them sat there trying to listen.
Just to clarify, everyone watching this, pop and bangs are not cool. All right? They're not cool. I'm gonna say they are just not cool. It's allowed if you've got an actual 2-step or an actual anti-lag. Then it's allowed. Anything else, shut up.
It's always these pop and bang maps, isn't it, that they now put on? That seems to be like the in thing.
So bad, like it is so bad. I mean, I got it when I was 17, but 9 years on.
It's an age thing, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because I think when you're young, you can't quite get the insurance and the money towards the cars that have the nicer sounding naturally.
Yeah.
You'll kind of sit down and simulate it to get into the car scene. Yeah. It just doesn't quite sound the same.
If it's not a V8 or an inline 6, I don't want to hear it. And even then now, BMW have ruined that because all BMW inline 6s sound terrible.
My M2 is fine.
The M2 sounds terrible.
Oh, it doesn't.
I'm sorry. It annoys me, right? You have that because it's the blueprint of the best sounding engines of all time. An RB, a JZ, all these inline 6 engines, like they are the epitome of a noise of a car. Like a 1J and RB, or not even a 1J, just any JZ, any RB, they sound amazing, and it's inline 6. BMW, what's it got? Oh, it's got an inline 6. Oh, I bet it's going to sound amazing. Oh, is there nails in it or something? Is there nails in the exhaust? Terrible. I'm sorry to anyone who owns an inline 6 BMW, but you've got to admit, how? I mean, a V8 always sounds good. No matter what a V8 is, it always sounds good, right? If BMW, even BMW V8s sound amazing. E92 one of the best sounding cars of all time. It genuinely is one of the best sounding cars, one of all time, unless you start going into like the Ferraris and V10s and stuff. But like actual production main cars, E92, one flew past on the motorway. I was like, oh. And even worse, so I was driving yesterday to Reading, and there was a red one sat next to me in the 50-mile-an-hour zone because I missed mine so much, and I was like, oh, I was jealous.
Just there, a little skinny coming out.
But it's like how can you take an inline 6 and make it sound? And it's like Audi, they take the 5 pots. It's a recipe for a good sounding engine. 5 pots in the Audi, they sound terrible. Is it the gearbox? Is it the gearbox that makes the revs? I don't know what it is. It annoys me because it's like you know, your inline six. It had an inline six. Oh mate, RBJZ BMW got all the bit of the ruin it. I'm sorry everyone like BMWs. BMWs, I actually like BMWs. My United 2 and 3 is probably the best car I've ever owned. But the new inline sixes just sound. I don't get it. I don't know how.
I've never met someone so passionate about the sound of inline sixes.
Inline sixes. Have you driven anything with an RB or JZ in it?
I don't think so. No. I'm
Do
missing
it.
out.
Do it. Just anyone here who owns a Skyline or anything, or a Sora or a Chase, let Becca drive it. And you will. You don't even have to drive it. Just go in the passenger seat, and you will understand. Like it is just.
I feel like that's why I'm missing out. I don't quite have the comparison yet.
If you go in like a big boost Skyline, your life will change. It will change.
You mean the M2 like Skyline?
Like an angry horse.
Oh, fantastic. So I feel like you've almost answered this question, but out of all the project cars you've had on the channel, which one stands out to you as your favorite memory and sort of meant the most to you?
The one that meant the most to me was my Megane R26, because that was when my excitement for cars was at an all-time high. Like, looking back now, like I literally would just go out every single night and just drive for no reason. And I always remember when I was young, I said I cannot wait till I can get a car that goes. And that was the R26 Megane. It was the first turbo car I've ever owned, and it was those cars are beautiful. Are you putting overlays to this or anything?
I can just get a photo of it.
I mean, an R26 Megane in, I don't know what color the blue is, but or a liquid yellow. You need to put an overlay. A liquid yellow R26 Megane with the R26 R spoiler. Can't be it. And have you driven one of them?
I haven't. No, I've seen a on track, but
they're unbelievable cars, and they're getting quite expensive now. But I picked mine up for like $4,000.
Wow!
And beautiful car. Like the Recaro, missed that car. I never want one again, but I missed that car. But the best car I've had on in terms of like I would own again would be an E92 M3, but it's a BMW, so it's like nah. Or the Sora, the 1JZ manual Sora. You should have had a go in that 1J. Amazing.
I must agree with you, especially on the E92 M3s. Those things are just ridiculous.
Unbelievable cars, unbelievable car. And this is coming from a guy who spent 6 years of his life slating BMWs. And then the day changed when track car giveaways, we got an E46 M3, like a Nürburgring one. And I was like, okay, I like these. And then the next car we got, it was a E92 M3, and it was a test car for a BTCC driver. I'm not sure his name, but it was his test car, and we got that, and that was the best car I've ever driven. Like that was it had pole positions in it, Recaro. It was beautiful. It's like a club sport, and it was fast. I don't know how it was so fast because it's an NA, but it was so fast. And I remember taking that around the roads near me. Oh my God. Overlay there. I'm going to send you a picture of that BMW back. Overlay there. Boom. I'm going to do it right now before I forget. Actually, no, I'm not.
I'll send you a list of everything you need to send me for overlay.
Yeah. Beautiful car. And it was in the grey, which looked satin. Oh, what fuck. I remember I bought my United 2 and 3. I got that car, right? And it was that good. I went and bought a United 2 the next day. I went and bought one. And I had the grey one and the red one sat outside my house. I was like, I am the man.
I am a top leader.
I am the man. And mine was nowhere near as fast as that grey one, but still unbelievable cars.
Oh, incredible. The capabilities they have, like you say, they're naturally aspirated. So they don't have any turbo, no supercharger, nothing. But the power they have and how they put it down as well, rear wheel drive with that power and the length of the wheelbase shouldn't really make too much sense, but it does, and it works so well.
It's such a weird engine. Like it revs to 8,700. That's a V8.
Yes.
That is a big, heavy engine, and it's revving to 8.7 from factory. And you can turn the rev limit up to 9.
Yeah.
What? 9 grand in a V8? Oh, and it's literally like, because I've owned the two. I mean, the two best V8 new performance cars are a C63 and an E92 M3. I'd say so. And I've owned them both. And the difference between them both is just incredible. Like the E92 M3, Adam Ivel always says that an E92 M3 is a Honda for grown-up people.
Yeah.
Because it's like all of the power is just like in the E92 M3, anything below like 5 grand, you ain't going anywhere. It's so slow down low. Yeah. But it's just so fun. And the C63 is the opposite. Like it's just like, it's so torquey.
I love these impressions.
I'm hungover. I'm probably being a bit weird, but whatever.
A little bit of the cocktail still sort of in your bloodstream.
I don't know. Yeah, this tastes like the Long Islands that I was having last night.
So you've mentioned before, obviously you got the S13 and looking at doing a bit more drifting. So what experience have you actually had with drifting? How have you found it as a novice?
You know what? Drifting is like the hardest thing I've ever done. Like it is like people knock it and stuff, but even just doing a controlled donut, it is so difficult. It really is. It is so difficult because you have to unlearn everything that you've learned.
Yeah.
Like everything that you've learned driving, you just have to just unlearn it because it's your body is telling you, I've lost traction of the bike. I need to come off the throttle. But that's when you crash. If you come off the throttle, it snaps back. Yeah. So you've got to go, oh, actually, if I come off throttle, I'm going to crash. But if I put my foot to the floor, I'm not gonna crash. Your brain tells you that. It's like, because it's like wait, why are you putting the throttle down? We're gonna die. Like, no, brain. If I put the throttle all the way down, we're not gonna die. You'll be okay. And then it's hard to learn because I learned on the streets, you know. So it's like the hardest thing to do, and you have the pressure of the fucking police turning up. You know, it's honestly, I mean, but it's so obsessive. Like it is so obsessive. When I would go out every night for about 4 hours, just every night I would just go out and just try. And I mean, I'm not good at drifting. I mean, I can do a bit, but I wouldn't say I'm good at it at any means. But it's so difficult. Yeah. Respect to people who can do it. Like when you watch James Dean and that, shout out James Dean, what geezer. Mate, what the hell?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Absolutely crazy. And like Adam LZ is doing Formula Drift at the minute, which is so cool. But yeah, I don't even know why we're on drifting. We said the hardest thing I've done in the car or something.
I think I asked how you found drifting as a...
Oh, drifting, yeah.
It was
and then I went on my first ever drift day, which was funny. It's on YouTube. I was absolutely terrible. Well, for the first half of the day. But it's just so weird because, I mean, I had an IS200, which is one of the slowest cars ever made. And I went on a hot day, like it was the middle of summer. And I was like, oh my God. So I ended up putting 75 PSI in the back tires. My little Einhell air compressor. I mean, it was getting hot, and the tires stopped inflating, but the Einhell compressor started inflating. So 75 it is then, can't go any higher than that. And I was like throwing it in, like just to get it sideways. I was like, you know, like proper, and then just. But yeah, my advice is if you're starting to drift, just do it in the wet. Just do it in the wet.
Have a bit of a helping hand to start with, so you learn how to control it.
Or start something quick, because when you're starting to learn something slow, it's fucking hard. It's really hard.
Or do it on a simulator where you can press reset.
Get on Forza. To be like you do kind of get the idea of throttle like on Forza.
Yeah,
like,
especially if you get pedals as well.
Yeah, like just steering it with the throttle.
Yeah. I remember the first time doing it on Forza, and it was trying to learn, like you say, telling your brain, I'm like, don't like this, what's going on? Yeah. And all of a sudden, I don't know what it was. All of a sudden, I went on and I gave it a go, and it just clicked.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Like, I can do it. I'm getting
Yeah, it
points
does
on
just
this.
click.
Obviously, there's a
It
little point
literally does.
system.
And it's like, right, I get it.
Now I know what to do.
Yeah, it's literally like riding the bike, but just 10 times harder. It's like riding a bike. It's what I can imagine is trying to ride a bike as a kid. That's literally what it is.
Upside down, doing a headstand at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah.
It's awesome. So moving slightly on to something a bit different. So with all the experience and people that you've met along your journey, how have you found a change over the years, especially towards women and how women are treated in the industry?
Oh. What, like motorsport or like just the car scene in general?
Like motorsport, car, YouTube kind of thing.
Well, I don't really do much motorsport, do I really? So I couldn't really comment on that. I don't do much motorsport, obviously, using that language. I don't motorsport often.
I feel like you're saying now.
Yeah, but people, I can only comment on people, and I can only comment on what I know, and that's the car scene. I don't really watch much motorsport.
Should we go with the car scene then?
Yeah, do the car scene. Yeah,
go with the car scene.
Women in the car scene. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think when I was younger and what was it like then? Because right now it's just flooded with OnlyFans girls, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
That's I don't pointing at it, and that's about it.
It's what?
They sit on a car and point at it, and that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah.
Hey, you've got it ready. You'll be the next.
I've done some OnlyFans. There's some pictures of me on my Instagram taking a piss at OnlyFans probably. No, I mean I don't care about OnlyFans. It really doesn't bother me whatsoever.
It's everyone's choice, isn't it?
As long as I could think, well, one person really gets on my nerves, but I'm not going to name names. I'm not that sort of person. But one person really, really annoys me in the car scene. But I'm not going to name names. Girls in the car. I don't know. I feel like there's. It's the same as guys, isn't it? There's people who are cool and know what they're doing, and there's people who just do it for the wrong reasons. Especially since I've moved down here, there's like a lot of people that just like when I was up north and you go to car meets, it's I'd say it's better because there's a more sort of like people aren't like there's not as many Instagram wannabes up north. Like people just do it because they like it. And if I went to a meet up north, like no one would be. There wouldn't be 6 F80 M3s just going round the roundabout for fucking 20 minutes. Like they'd be talking and having a bit of a laugh and stuff. Where you down here, it's just the same thing. Just like a just a finance standard M3 just going round a pole for 20 minutes, and it's just like, But that's the thing. I mean, there's girls and guys. Some people like Queen Bee, love her. Love her. Yeah, she's cool.
Her and James Dean are like the ultimate power couple.
Yeah. I remember like FaceTiming her once. I was like, "Where's James? Where is James?"
Don't want you.
I was like, "Fuck off, Becky. Where's James?" No, but she's really cool and she does wonderful things. And there's people who bring the car scene down. I feel like that's respective of whatever sex you are,
100%. Like you say, I know. Like you take the mick out of OnlyFans girls, and everyone has a joke about everyone. That's I think the way things are. If you can give it, you got to expect to take it as well. But
yeah, definitely, yeah. But
everyone always has that same passion, even though whether they're sat in the car pointing it or they're driving it and drifting it around a track, they've still got that appreciation and passion for
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like at the end of the day, if you're doing something to your car, I mean, I'm not a judgy person at all. Like I'm really not. Like if you're doing something to your car, cool, great, So I don't really look into it more than that. If you've got a cool car, great, cool, sick.
As long as you're not hurting anybody and you're happy, that's what matters.
Well, yeah. That's that. I'm feeling a bit hungover. I'm not feeling too happy today.
Is this not cheering you up?
It is actually. It's nice. It's quite nice to talk. It's quite nice to have a chat, innit, Beck? Not had a chat, have we?
I know. You were meant to come and review my Lotus, weren't you?
I know.
Just for all the viewers out there, Lee is one of the most impossible people to pin down. So I'm not bothered the fact he's hungover right now because I've actually managed to get him for an interview.
Sounds a bit weird, but we'll go with that one. I don't like being pinned down. I'm not into that, everyone.
Oh, for God's sake.
But no, yeah, no, I'm absolutely terrible. Yeah, terrible. I used to have a thing called a calendar called Pocket Life, and it was really good.
Heard of that?
Yeah, it was really good. And then I got a new phone, and it didn't transfer on my iCloud. I was like, I ain't fucking paying for it twice. And the calendar on the iPhones is just awful.
Yeah, it's not the best.
I tend to not put that much. Pocket Life, I'll just put everything there. It was like 12 o'clock, eat dinner. 1 o'clock, press upload.
101, post equivalent Instagram photo.
Yep, Instagram photo. 102, delete Instagram photo because not enough likes.
103, cry yourself to sleep.
Well, that's just every night for me, so that doesn't need to go into the
So moving on, out of all the different memories you've had, which one is a standout memory that you're like, yes, that's my favorite?
Going up to the North Coast 500 for True Rally. 100%. It is unbelievable there. Like, it is just, that was just, and the fact you're doing it as well for the greater good, you know, there's not just going there to take the piss, but actually going up there, doing that to start a business adventure. And then on the way home, like it sold out in like 6 hours. I was like, mate, this is the best weekend. So that was amazing. That was 29 November 2019. That was really good. That was when the channel was doing really well and everything like that. And then COVID hit, and then COVID has had a toll on everyone in their own way, hasn't it?
Everything just kind of went.
Yeah, I think the worst thing for me is that I always liked so before then I had the Evo and the Sora and all that. And then when COVID hit and there was no car meets on, it's kind of just like you see the negative of owning one of those cars, because like the positive of owning one of those cars is showing off pretty much. So when you've not got that showing off, it's just like, oh, like
now what?
Terrible in fuel. It's not comfortable. I don't have cruise control. You know, and it's just like, oh, so that's when I started getting into the German stuff, and that's where I went a bit like, you know, yeah. So I'm trying to get back to the Jap shit, and I've swapped my Audi today I've got an STI outside, one of the new ones, and like, obviously I've owned a Blob Eye, and I've reviewed all the other ones, and then this one, I was so worried. It's a 14 plate. I was so worried about it being, I'm going to do a review on Sunday. I was so worried about it being a new car. Do you know what I mean? Like feeling like a new car.
Too much technology
and just feeling soft. That car, oh my God, it is so weird. Like you're in it, and like if I close my eyes, I'm like, I'm in a Blob Eye STI here. It sounds exactly the same. It feels exactly the same. I was like, how does this car feel like a car from the 2000s, but in a good way, like a really good way? Like it's stiff. The clutch is fucking horrendous, like, you know, super snappy. The steering is super heavy. The gearbox feels terrible, but like in a good way. Like, you know, like everything's just, you feel it, like, and I was just like, wow, this car. I'm driving back from the lakeside then when I had it. I was like, oh my God, I literally like a kid again. And this is like a 14 plate car. Like my rule is anything after 2010, it's not good. That is my rule. Unless it's like a one, like, or just maybe after 12, because the C63 was an 11 plate. But even then, it's like C63 is just the engine, and you're buying the engine really. But like that thing outside, and it's like, but it's the best of both worlds. It's like, oh my God, I can just press this button and it goes into intelligent driving mode, and it goes, and I'm like, this is the best car ever. And it's really, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but yeah, I'm talking about my
so happy about it.
Honestly, like I've not been in a car for a long time like that, and actually felt like, wow, this is, yeah. And it's not even fast. Like it's not even fast. It's standard power. It's got a Bailey's blow off valve on it, so it's, or a HKS one, I don't know. And it's not even loud. It just took me back to that Japanese car, even though you look at it and it's like, oh, that's a new car. But like the radio's dead old, and it's a 14 plate car, and it's got a double din radio in it. What? But I'm just like, I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, great. So I miss that Jap sort of stuff. And I feel like that car outside would be like perfect for someone who loves the Jap stuff but staying on a bit like me. But the S13. Yeah, the S13. What a nightmare. What a nightmare.
I've seen
So,
all sorts of issues and God knows what with that.
well, so initially I was like, I want an S13 or a Skyline.
Yeah.
And like even like rock box Skylines were going for like 10 grand. I'm like, mate, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
So there was this S13, and like S13 is quite expensive now. Like and like one that's like a standard engine, standard CA
Yeah.
with like 100,000 miles, ratty body kit, okay bodywork. Like they're going for like 10 grand.
Wow.
I know, crazy money. And I seen this one, and it's not good. Right? I mean, it's not that good. Like the outside bodywork is not good.
Didn't something
It's been
fly up on the way home?
yeah, the sunroof. I almost killed someone literally. But like, I'll tell the whole story about this. So I seen it, and he had it up for like 6 grand or something, and he was like, it's not running, it's a non-runner. And I was like, so I messaged him, I was like, why is it not running? He was like, head gasket's gone. And I've started to take it apart. I just not got time to finish it. Red flag number one, right? But I was like, all right, whatever. I can do a head gasket, you know. So I was like, right. So I got there, and I was like, let's just go and feel it out and see what it is. So I got there, and lo and behold, half the engine's apart. But to the point where it's like not that deep, to the point where it's believable. And he had loads of cars, and he had his Jaguar top on because he was a mechanic at Jaguar. So I thought, all right, he's all right, this guy. And he had the head gasket, and he's had all the bolts, and he's like, yeah, I've genuinely just not got time to finish it. And I looked underneath, and I was like, mate, this is clean. Like there's not one bit of rust underneath it. All the chassis legs are fine. Like the bodywork, it's tatty, but it's clean.
Yeah.
I was like, right, it's worth money then. So then I was like, right, head gasket. I was like, I can do a head gasket in a day. So I was like, I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to be on a drift weekend. I'm going to be at a drift on the weekend. So I got this fucking S13 in this trailer. Sunroof flew up on the way home. Some guy actually had to swerve across 2 lanes of the motorway to avoid this sunroof. We was driving him, and the guy who delivered it was just like, I think something's just flew off the car. I was like, what, like a bit of trim? He was like, bigger. I was like, no. I was like, pull over. He was like, someone just swerved, and there was a car just. So he pulled over on the hard shoulder, and I was like, what's me? That's missing. And the sunroof just went woof, and it just shattered. Luckily, it didn't shatter in the middle of the motorway. It was on the side where it shattered.
That's lovely.
I know. So anyway, I got home, and I was like, I'm gonna do his head gasket. So I started taking everything. I knew some bits were missing, so I had to wall some bits, but not a big deal. And I remember I took got a load of rockers off, and I got to the head, and I was like, right. And I got a big breaker bar ready to go. And it just went. I was like, whoa, what? 2 of the head bolts were just dropped in, not even tight. And I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no, someone's been in here, and someone's put it back together. But I was still optimistic. I was like, maybe it's had a rebuild, and someone's forgot to tighten, because there's only 2 bolts. Someone forgot to tighten them 2 bolts, and the head's been lifting, and he thinks head gasket's gone. I'm going to lift this up. When head gasket's gone, sweet. No, I lifted the head off, and there was, actually, first thing, there was no spark plug in cylinder number 4, and I was like, it's weird. And then I took the head off, and there was spark plug number 4, just in the piston, just ruined the whole engine. So I was like, great. So now it's still getting built, fucking 8 weeks on, because it took us 6 weeks to find parts. Because I was like, right, I can either forge it, put an SR in it, I'll put an RB in it. I was like, the other 2 are expensive, and if you get a second-hand engine and it's bollocks, you're in the same situation. So I was like, let's just forge it. So I went to JDM garage. I was like, how much a forge kit? And they had everything's in stock, 1 to 2 week availability.
Great.
Anyway, so I was like, right, let's forge it. So I literally stripped it all apart, rang for JDM garage. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to get your forge rebuild kit. I'm just trying to get the right size for pistons, but it's not letting me choose the size. And they was like, oh, we don't do pistons for that. I was like, well, your website says you do. And he goes, yeah, it shouldn't. And I was like, oh, that's all right. I'll just find pistons. I was like, oh, well, can you order the other 5 things? We don't have any of them in stock. What? And he was like, yeah, it's going to be about 6 month wait. And I was like, are you actually taking the piss? It took us 6 weeks to find the parts. We've got the pistons coming from America. We've had the ARP head bolts because one guy sold a set on eBay. I've got something else from Lithuania, something else from Poland. It's been an absolute nightmare.
Oh God.
I know. But anyway, it looks. I'll send you a picture of what the engine looks like now. It's pretty much built. It looks the bollocks.
I bet you can't wait.
I'm going to show the screen.
Too
honestly,
excited.
yeah, honestly, it is. I'm going to show. Hang on, I'm going to show the screen. Where is it? Sorry, everyone. Oh, here we go. Right. Oh. Okay. Oh no, it's too bright.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
Oh, there
Oh,
we go.
oh,
There we go.
oh yeah.
That's
Damn, baby.
shining.
Can't wait.
It's gleaming.
So, yeah, the car's up there. Just need to finish off some bits and put it in, and hopefully it starts.
Fingers crossed. Do you actually go through all that work? You take the key and just nothing.
Yeah, I know for a fact, like, it's not going to be, because it's just like we bought it. I bought the car like in bits, so I don't know where anything goes. So it's just guessing. And like, it's from 1989, this car, so you think it'd be easy wiring. Nope, there's just like shit everywhere.
Which one goes where?
Literally, luckily it like kind of lines itself out, and I've got mates who've gone, so I'm just going to just FaceTime and I'm like, where's this go? Oh, that's the intake.
Show me yours so I know what it looks like.
Yeah, literally, yeah. But on FaceTime, it's like, what? And it's just all blurry. Like, what's that?
They get a lovely like mugshot, don't they, of you like this camera?
Yeah, like, what?
Oh, well, that's really exciting. It might lead on quite nicely to the next question, which is, what are your aspirations now? What are you looking forward to like achieving in the future?
I'm just looking forward to leaving where we left off with True Rally, to be honest. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's my main focus. Like, it really is. So having the terrible couple of years of COVID and having to cancel everything, I'm just looking forward to getting up to Scotland and doing that rally. Literally, like, that's it.
And for everyone out there, what is True Rally?
Oh, so it's like a So it's like basically it's a car holiday for car enthusiasts. So you buy a ticket and we take you around coolest places, and you get everything with it, like all your nightclubs, your hotels, everything like that. So it's a nice little holiday.
Yeah, like a coach trip, but for car enthusiasts.
Yeah, you're in your own car. You're not on a coach, everyone. Just
Yeah, just follow you in your car. Everyone's on a coach.
Yeah. So we basically create a route and we do activities and everything.
Yeah, Wales looks great fun.
Yes. Can't wait to go there. April next year. Buzzing.
What I'll do is I'll pop your links down below as well. So if anyone wants
yes. I mean, I only have like one spot left for that one next year in April. And I think that'll go in the next day or so. But yeah, pop them down. Free promo.
Love a bit of promo.
It is.
Well, that sounds really exciting. And the second to last question, so you've nearly made it through.
Yeah.
So what would you say the top 3 tips are for making it in the car world?
Be different.
Okay.
Don't be a and just be entertaining. Or do you mean like being a racing driver? Like, I'm thinking of like someone who's good on like social media or something. Or like a cool person in the car seat.
You can give the racing driver want to go if you want.
No, I don't know that one. Make it. You just got to just do what you want to do. People respect uniqueness.
Amazing. And that kind of almost answers the last question, but I'm going to challenge you now and put you on the spot to think of something different. But for everyone watching out there, what is just your one piece of advice? And you're not allowed to use the last question either.
For anything?
Just in general with the car world, whether it be getting out there and drifting, getting out there in YouTube, just in general.
So in 2019, I missed out on so much stuff because I was so worried about money. And then into 2020, I wanted to make like a quote for myself to keep reminding myself, and that was, you can always get money back, but you can never get back missed opportunities. So that was something that I created for myself, and I was going to get it on a tattoo, but I'd just get a tattoo, so I didn't get it. But I kept saying no to stuff because I was too scared about spending money, and you got to just do stuff because opening doors is very important. So.
And you never know where it will lead to. You say no to that one opportunity that might cost you, for example, £100, but it might lead to an opportunity where you might gain £200.
Yeah, exactly. So all the true rallies, you can always get money back, but you can never get back missed opportunities. So sounds true.
There you go. That could be your tagline, True Rally.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. You can always get rid of it. You can never get misunderstood. Perfect. I'm going to put it in the bio right now.
There you go. Well, there you go. That's 20 questions done. You've made it.
20 questions. Was it a long one or is that relatively short one?
About 45, 50 minutes. So that's about average.
Oh, right, okay.
We've had longer, we've had shorter. So you're.
I've had long. That's all right. When I went on Jamie Fisher Gas podcast, like it was the longest one by like half an hour. It was like 2.5 hours or something.
Oh my god.
I know. That's because Jamie can't shut up, innit?
Two of you together, then, just a recipe for a long podcast. The two of you together is just a recipe for a long podcast, then.
Yeah, we both catch it. Yeah. No, he's a really nice guy. Actually, he's one of the YouTubers that I have a lot of respect for.
Yeah.
He's a really, really nice guy. He's the exact same on camera as he is off.
Yeah.
And he's super respectful. Yeah, he's super respectful. So I like Jamie. He's a nice guy.
You see a lot of people, whether it be not just on YouTube, but like reality stars, for example, as soon as you take that camera off them, they're a completely different person. And I think...
Well, I did a butlering job once. I did a butlering job once. Have you heard of a makeup company called Doll Beauty?
I've heard of it.
Right. So I did a butlering job once for one of their influencer nights.
Okay.
And it was all girls and it was in Peckthorne Castle.
Yeah.
And I don't watch any of that stuff, but imagine 100 of the hottest, most popular girls on Instagram, and I was walking around half naked. Right?
For context, it's butler. When he says butler, he means butler in the buff.
Oh yeah, so I was a butler. I was butler for about 6 years, and funny to say that. So I remember actually I was like squatted down chatting to this one girl, and she was so nice, so funny, and I was like, "So what do you do?" She was like, "Oh, I was on Love Island last year," and I was like, "Oh, sorry, don't know who you were." But we went to that. We were just doing like a dinner thing at first, where I didn't really talk to them, but they wanted us to go to this like bar after with them and just like have a bit of a night out sort of thing, but not a night out.
Yeah.
And you know what? They was actually really nice. All of them were so nice. I don't know any of the names, but there was some girl from Essex who was only ways Essex, and other made in Chelsea. A lot of them were there, and they were actually so nice.
Yeah.
And I was surprised actually. And there was even more nicer when they knew when I said I didn't know who they were. So yeah, I like people like that, and I was quite surprised. I thought they'd be all their own arse, but they was actually really nice. A lot of them were.
I think as well with some of the reality stars as well, obviously, even though it's reality TV, a lot of it can be a little guided. So they can come across a little bit bitchy, a little bit on edge, where in reality they're just trying to make good TV, aren't they? So things get chopped and edited in a way that doesn't always shine the best light, where some of them are actually some of the most genuine and nicest people. Yeah.
And that's another thing really as well, like for anyone watching and stuff, like all these people, any famous people or even YouTubers and stuff, like just don't think they are who they are on camera, because a lot of them are not like that at all.
They're normal people at the end of the day. I think
they are normal people, yeah, literally normal people.
Yeah, they'll be there and they'll be like, "Oh my god, it's so and so." And I think if you're like that, you're not going to get like a genuine rapport with that person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you won't get a genuine person. Yeah. I had that a lot of comments. People was like flabbergasted to meet me. I'm like, honestly, don't. I'm a miserable bastard, really. You know? I'm like, I'm not someone that you need to. I film myself with a camera and upload it on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the extent of that. I'm not an automotive YouTuber. I'm a dickhead with a camera.
I wish I could put that as
Sorry, Becca's mum.
I wish I could put that as the title.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Do it. That's the intro. It's the preview right there. That's the video. Yeah.
If you want to see how this interview goes, that's just it summed up in like.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Literally. And anyone who thinks they're not a dickhead with a camera on YouTube, you are. Yeah.
We all are. We all are. Yeah. Walking around there like this, filming ourselves in public.
Yeah. That's it. So I can't stand people that get big boots from it. No,
we're all just normal people doing what we love.
Yeah. Although fitting a gearbox on the floor into a Clio,
not so much.
In December. I remember in this video today, I was pouring this fucking gearbox oil in, because I didn't obviously I didn't, I'm too cheap to get a pump, aren't I? So I made a hose pipe with a funnel, and I'm just sat there, and it's going through this wire that's like that thick. It was so cold, and I'm sat there just going, and just in my hands, I'm like, just watching this bit of oil just
drizzle down.
Oh, yeah, not fun. Didn't enjoy that.
Oh dear. Well, hopefully this has been a little bit more enjoyable.
Yes, I've had a great time.
Well, thank you ever so much for being my final guest on the show so far.
End it with a blast, right?
Exactly. End it with a geezer.
End it with a geezer, yeah. I ain't a geezer. I'm just a dickhead with a camera. I'm not a geezer.
Just bringing it all back down to earth.
Bring it down. I was taking the piss at the start.
Well, thank you ever so much, Lee.
You're very welcome. Thank you for inviting me on, even though I've been so unreliable this whole time. We've been trying to do this about 3 weeks, seriously, and I almost fell asleep 10 minutes ago watching V for Vendetta. I'm not even joking. Look, like V for Vendetta is literally on. Look, it's paused.
There, wait.
Yeah.
So guys, that is the final guest that we've had on the show, but don't worry, with it being 20 questions, we're going to make sure there's 20 videos for season 1, but the last one, we're getting all of our guests to ask me a question and turn the tables onto me. So stay tuned for that next Monday at 6 p.m, but for now, you guys know the drill. To make my journey your journey, like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.